Mr. Ronald Kendi, and Mr. Nguyen Ten Hun, presenter and all participants. Good morning. A very warm greeting to each and every one of you. Welcome to the second International Conference on Science Technology for Internet of Things on the ICSTI 2024. First of all, I am Kristanto, the MC for this event. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our deepest appreciation for you present today. This international conference is held by the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa, in collaboration with some national educational institutions, among others Asosiasi Dosen Bahasa dan Sastra Indonesia, Politeknik Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Hamsawadi, Universitas Islam Nusantara, Universitas Muhammadiyah Mataram, Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, Universitas Muhammadiyah Purworejo, Universitas Masamus Merauke, Universitas PGRI Pontianak, Universitas Riau Kepulauan, and Universitas Tidar. Therefore, in this occasion, we'd like to express our gratitude for the contributing institution for the valuable support and cooperation for the success of this event. Today, the long-awaited event has come from which we can share our knowledge and experiences to advance the field of education, especially on embracing science and technology and internet into higher education transformation as the theme of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, as has become a typical speech opening in UST, let me begin by reading pantun, a poem. Ya. 2-3 anak nelayan pergi ke laut mencari ikan. Salam hangat saya ucapkan sebelum acara dilaksanakan. One more. Air mata jatuh berderai karena melihat film Korea. Sebelum acara kita mulai, marilah serentak mengucapkan doa. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, for the success of our agenda today, let's now pray together according to our respective religion and belief. Moment of silence begin. Enough? Thank you. Yes. Not to wait long, let me read the agenda of our conference today. Number 1 will be the opening ceremony by singing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya and followed by the singing hymns of Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa. Number 2, the opening speech and welcoming address by the Director of Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa. The third, photo session to document your presence in this event. And then the fourth, entertainment, that is presenting the profile video of the Faculty of Teacher Training Education, Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa. That comes the fifth, keynote speaker presentation. The sixth, plenary speaker presentation. The seventh, parallel session and closing. Ladies and gentlemen, to open our agenda today, I'd like to invite you all to stand up and sing the national anthem of Indonesia and the hymn of Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa.
Indonesia
from Director of ICSTI, who is this morning will be represented by Vice Rector 4, Mr. Dr. Sylvester Godesukur, MPD. To Mr. Sylvester, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pak Kris. The Honorable Rector, Vice Rectors, Deans, Vice Deans, Heads of Study Programs of Sarjana Vyata Taman Siswa, the distinguished speakers. Here we have Bapak Ferry Maulana Putra, MED, the Acting Director of Teacher Professional Education from Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology. And the second one is Bapak Dr. Rohmat Novian Indranata, MPD, from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Vocational Education, UST Indonesia. And the third one is Dr. Ronald Kendi S. Lasaten, Associate Professor 4 in Curriculum Development and Innovative Learning from Mariano Marcos State University, MMSU, the Philippines. Dr. Nguyen Tan Yun from the Faculty of Economics Management, Dong Nai Technology University, Vietnam. Welcome, sir. And our esteemed co-host, here we have Asosiasi Dosen Bahasa dan Sastra Indonesia, Politeknik Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Hamsa Wardi, Universitas Islam Nusantara, Universitas Muhammadiyah Mataram, Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, Universitas Muhammadiyah Purworejo, Universitas Musamus Merauke, Universitas PGRI Pontianak, Universitas Riau Kepulauan, Universitas Tidar Magelang, Central Java, and Teacher Professional Education, UST, as the moderator of today's event. And ladies and gentlemen, good morning, salam dan bahagia. It is my great honor and privilege to be here in front of you to welcome you all from across the globe to this international conference on science and technology for the Internet of Things, or IoT 2024. On behalf of the Rector of UST and the organizing committee, I'd like to welcome you all to this international conference, because today we begin to explore the advancement and innovation of IoT that can save our brighter future. In today's connected world, IoT drives the digital transformation empowered by AI, 5G, blockchain, and so on. This, of course, helps us to broaden our knowledge in terms of how to use IoT in our daily life. As we know, IoT cannot be avoided. It is inseparable of our all sectors of life. And today, this conference is a platform for innovation. It's a platform for us to share ideas. Here, experts gather to exchange their groundbreaking ideas. We do hope that, and I do encourage all of you to fully participate in today's event, in today's conference, so that we can get benefits of today's event in terms of broadening our knowledge related to IoT in our daily sector of life. I once again welcome you all to this conference, and for that, on behalf of the Rector of Universitas Sarjana Vyata Taman Siswa, I hereby officially open today's International Conference on Science and Technology for the Internet of Things, or IoT 2024. Once again, have a nice conference and thank you.
Big applause to Pak Sylvester. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, to Mr. Sylvester speaking on behalf of the director, who in the meantime, yeah, he has got another important thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, next, to have our wonderful moment this morning and attending this conference documented, we'll have a photo session. Yeah. For it, I'd like to ask all the audience who joined via Zoom meeting to open your camera and make sure that you have used your virtual background. Yeah. Please smile nicely, yeah, so that this will be a memorable moment with OST. Wait for a minute for the operator to take some pictures of you. The IT operator, is it done? Yes, in process. Yeah. Done. Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the keynote speaker to give us his direction and share insight related to the topic we are raising this time. But before it, allow me to read a short biography of him. His complete name is Mr. Ferry Maulana Putra, SPD MED. He was born in Jakarta 40 years ago, exactly on 21 February 1979. He is much younger than me. Yeah. Currently, he is the caretaker of the Director of Teacher Profession Education, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ferry Maulana Putra. The floor is yours, Mr. Ferry.
Ya, thank you Pak, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Let me check my sound. Is clear enough?
Can you make it louder?
Okay. Thank you Pak.
Yes, thank you. Is it enough, Mr. Ferry?
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to the Honorable Professor Dr. Haji Pardimin, PhD, Rector University of Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa, Dr. Sylvester Goridus Syukur, Vice Rector, Dr. Siti Maria, MPD, MC, Dean of the Faculty of Education, the University of Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa, Dr. Heri Maria Zulfiati, Koordinator PPG, Teacher Professional Education, the University of Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa, dear speakers, university leaders, lecturers, students, and all respected participants of the conference. Praise to be Allah. Praise be to Allah who has given us the opportunity to meet all of you here. And thank you for the invitation to this conference. It is a great honor for me to be with you today for the second international conference on science and technology for Internet of Things, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University of Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa, with the theme Embracing Science, Technology, and Internet into Higher Education Transformation. So before we start, there is a greeting from our Director General, Professor Nunuk Suryani, for Pak Rector and all university leaders. She is in the meeting with the minister now, and she appointed me to attend this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the slides we prepared for all of you. Next. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about the Indonesian context, about the supply and demand. So if we see that the supply and demand for professional teachers is still imbalanced, that has impact on the quality of educational services to students. So in fact, we still have about 150,000 new teachers needed. The need for new teachers that span in various regions is due to retired teachers to this years. So in 2024 right now, we need 150,000 new teachers. On the other hand, we still have 1.6 million active teachers who do not have teacher certificate as recognition of professional teachers in accordance with the mandate of law number 14 2005 concerning about teachers and lectures. So in total, we have more than 3 million teachers. Half of them already have certificate or teacher certificate, but 1.6 million of them are not. So 50% new teachers for new school or new classes just open. So we know that this context is in Indonesia. And if we see the vision of student itself, the vision of Indonesian teachers in the next slide, please. If we see that the vision of Indonesian teachers is to be able to create great Indonesian people. To create this Indonesian people, the key to achieve it is through the presence. One is a professional teacher. The teacher should be professional. The second one, the teacher should be welfare becoming a priority. So teacher well-being and professional teacher is a must. So these two things are the key to achieve the vision of Indonesian teachers. So right now, the professional teachers and teacher well-being becoming a government priority. So hopefully in the next few years, the vision of Indonesian teachers can be realized in Indonesia. So next slide, please. We see that Indonesia actually has a teacher education standard since 2005, in which teachers are required to possess academic qualification, competencies, and teaching certificate. So there are three conditions to be a teacher in Indonesia. The first one is teacher should possess academic qualification, having competencies, and the third one is having teaching certificate. Academic qualification obtained through higher education, S1 or Strata 1, bachelor's degree or undergrad for 4-year academic year. Meanwhile, for the competencies teacher are required to have 4 competencies that are pedagogical, personality, social, and professional competencies. So to be a teacher in Indonesia should have 4 competencies. So everyone who has a teaching certificate everyone who has fulfilled this requirement to be a teacher in Indonesia has an equal opportunity to be a teacher in a specific unit or in specific level of education. So if we see that this teacher standard in Indonesia, this is the obligation of teachers in fulfilling qualification, fulfilling certification, and also competencies. So this is based on the teacher law, teacher and law number 14, 2005 about teacher and lecture law. So next slide, please. We see this is very interesting pictures about teachers' career journey in Indonesia. If we see that Indonesia has a teacher career journey begin with a pace of a pre-service, begin with pre-service. In the middle, followed by in-service, and post-service in the last. We see that the most important part in teacher's journey is in the pre-service, in the left side, or creating teacher's candidate, planning on teacher supply, learning process in PPG, and also placement for the graduates of PPG. Pre-service focus on a teacher professional education program or teacher certification program. The student doing the offline campus for about 1 year. After, there will be a kind of placement in where graduates is going to start being a teachers in school. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we also emphasize the importance of teacher who already in the school system through continuous professional development. In the middle, some of them do not have teacher certificate yet. So that's our homework, to certify all the teachers. So back on this CPD, that we have various approaches in the area in terms of teacher continuous professional development in the middle. Many programs focus on, we have many programs about this CPD, focus on leadership education program for teachers to become learning leaders. These programs include online training, workshop, and then conferences and mentoring and so on. In service teachers, divided into two parts, talent management and competence development. So talent management and competent development affecting to their career development, reward, protection, and so on. So in the last part of teacher's career journey is a post-service in the right side, in which we provide skills, various skills training, activities that promote teachers' well-being and welfare. So ladies and gentlemen, in short, teacher governance, starting from collecting data on teachers' need in the pre-service, preparing prospective teachers, placement, increasing competence in service, empowering competency testing, career development, awards, advocacy, and then protecting and preparing for the final term of teacher duties is carried out in a series of tasks and function of the ministry in service. So that's all is the teacher's career journey in Indonesia. Next slides, please. So based on this context and also based on this vision of becoming teachers in Indonesia, transformation of teacher professional education, PPG, has a main role in transforming the professional teacher education to create professional teachers, increase teachers' competence and well-being, create balance of teacher supply and demand, and encourage student-centered learning. So after this, Indonesia teachers have earned to earn a professional certification pre-service prior their teaching assignment to make sure they meet teachers' quality requirement based on the enactment of Undang-Undang Nomor 14 tentang Guru dan Dosen. So, Ministry issued the Regulation Number 19, 2024 about teacher professional education, in which we provide the prospective teachers and active teachers to have certificate in teaching, giving them the opportunity, teacher who have Guru Penggerak certificate, PLPG teachers, and also teachers who actively teaching in 2023-2024 academic year, becoming a participant for this transformation of teacher professional education right now. Next slide, please. So the transformation itself focus on the prospective teachers actually, and active teachers with a specific criterion. So prospective teachers or PPG Prajabatan ya, atau calon guru encourage the balancing of supply demand through provision of quality teachers to promote students with Pancasila character traits. Okay, and for the active teachers or in service atau guru dalam jabatan, focus on improving teachers' well-being, which impact the quality of student-centered learning. So these two things becoming transformation for PPG in Indonesia right now. Next slide, please. This is about the transformation of PPG for prospective teachers atau PPG calon guru atau prajabatan. Next slide. So actually, PPG transformation for prospective teachers or pre-service, yeah, the mission is how we can encourage the balancing of supply and demand of the teacher, number of teachers, through provision of quality teachers. So we see this is like a balancing picture in the pre-service teachers graduates should be balanced with the retired teachers. So the transformation of pre-service PPG aims to fill in the position of retired teachers with the graduates. So the plotting is based on the subject and level of education. So for example, ladies and gentlemen, if a region doesn't need math teacher next year, so we will not open new math teacher requirement this year. However, if a region or Pemda or Kabupaten need 100, for example, this is just for example, need 100 science teachers next year, so we will open the recruitment for 100 science teachers this year. So all of this becoming the number of prospective students for service teacher is based on the need of new teacher in each region. So this is the program mission of the PPG Calon Guru. Next slide, please. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the kind of the transformation in the PPG Calon Guru? There are 4 things. The first one is in the selection. Before a diverse selection based on the capacity of education university, LPTK, it's very limited. But right now, the selection process focus on the student teacher's motivation, course substance, and teacher needs based on the needs of each region. So this aiming to identify individual passions about teaching, measuring mastery of subject content, and meet the demand for teachers in every region. The second one for the transformation is about the curriculum. Before, we focus on the content knowledge, but now for the prospective teachers, practice-based learning is becoming our focus. So this is how we can make the effectiveness of teaching practicum in diverse contexts that implement inquiries and reflective-based learning. So this is very essential for calon guru to practice-based learning. That one, or number 3, is about the scholarship, self-funding. Before, students should pay by themselves for the tuition to become a teacher. Right now, the government provide fully funded scholarship for all student teachers enrolled in the program. In 2022, there are 26,000 recipients. In 2023, about 31,000 recipients. In 2024, is about 35,000 recipients. That's all. And then for the placement, the transformation is before we do not have uh, we do not provide any placement for graduates from PPG. They should look for their schools. They should look for themselves by themselves about the employer. So this is about self-finding placement. But right now, need-based plotting for student teacher graduates, plotting to close the gaps. So I mean here, graduates from PPG might uh, might uh, uh, include in the selection of ICSTI in every year. Next slide, please. This is about the PPG transformation for active teachers or in service. If we see, this is for PPG dalam jabatan. Next slide, please. The mission is about accelerating the completion of active teachers certification to improve teacher well-being and competence. Why we do this? Because improving teachers' well-being so they can focus more on student learning and encourage the teacher distribution in all regions to realize the equitable deduplication service, providing access to qualified learning to realize student-centered education, and also developing a professional and independent teacher education system. So how we can do this is by learning platform that use for acceleration. It's also provide differentiated learning modules, tutorial on the new curriculum framework. So this all we do it in the PPG transformation for active teachers. So ladies and gentlemen, if we see this is the supporting activities, we may next to slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes. No, before slide before, please. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a lot of supporting activities, that we can use for supporting this, like LEC, Local Education Consortium, uh, and then micro-credential, and also Teacher Education Consortium. So LEC is a regional level of collaboration forum to find a solution to meet the needs for the number of teachers so that there is a balance between the number of retiring teachers and new teachers recruited. So Local Education Consortium atau Konsorsium Pendidikan Daerah has many beneficiaries for central and local government, Teacher Training Institute or LPTK, and also for pre-service teachers, and also teachers and school. This kind of advocacy and coordination to support the teacher professional education transformation. So this is very important. And then the second one is about micro-credential training, in which this like an education, it's like short courses that recognize skills, knowledge, and experience in subject area teacher professional education, such as literacy, numeracy, school leadership, and then a specific or a special education and so on. So who has the beneficiaries are teachers, educators, lecturers, mentor teachers, and so on. So this kind of micro-credential, we open widely this year, and many of the lectures from LPTK join this micro-credential, and hopefully we can continue this program because this is important in improving teaching competence for the teacher educators and lecturers, and also enhance teacher education curriculum PPG program to be more aligned with the practical context of teaching professional. And that one is about Teacher Education Consortium. So, Teacher Education Consortium is like a collaborative forum that encourages a sustainable global education system to provide new perspective for prospective teachers and teachers who will prepare for future of the nation next generation in education unit. So this is very important that this collaboration is right now between Indonesian universities and also Australian universities in teaching training institution. They sharing best practices to improve teachers, educators, and sharing best practices in teacher training institution capacity. So this is already started in this year, and hopefully we can uh, include more LPTK in the following year. Next slide, please. Regarding the topic of this conference about the embracing science, technology, and internet into higher education transformation through teacher professional education, in terms of this topic, we see that integrating science, integrating technology, and internet into teacher education offer especially significant benefits, yeah, including broader access to learning, enhance digital literacy, and the ability to create more inclusive and innovative educational environment. So this is essential to ensure that prospective teachers are prepared to face future challenges and support the transformation of higher education to remain relevant to the needs of the time. uh, Many points regarding this issue. The important one is enhanced access and flexibility and learning. So we see that, for example, currently teachers in remote areas. Jadi banyak guru-guru yang ada di provinsi ataupun daerah-daerah yang remote, they can take part in PPG directly via the PPG Learning Cloud or awan penggerak, ya. So when their computer has the application installed, the teacher can take the PPG independently, meskipun tidak ada akses. Access, and then after that, after they install the software, they again the access the material offline, and when they finish study the PPG, the teacher will come to specific location to take the UKPPG. So this is very interesting because we can reach the teacher who in the remote areas. So, ladies and gentlemen, also this is about the enhanced access and flexibility and learning. Next slide, please. Yes. Again, in this part of this is a conclusion that in the teacher professional education program, specifically for the pre-service teacher education, the curriculum is aligned with the future needs, emphasizing the technology-based approach. The program includes courses such as new technology in teaching and learning and computational thinking, which are designed to prepare future teachers with relevant forward-looking skills. So other benefit in integrating science, integrating technology and internet into higher tech education transformation through PPG or teacher professional education who are massive, that are namely implementing active interactive learning methods, and then developing technology-based learning content, technology-based assessment and evaluation, and then promoting inclusivity through the technology, preparing teachers with inclusive mindset and open thinking, and also global collaboration and cross-cultural learning. All of this has been implemented in the professional education, teacher education in Indonesia with various successful models and approaches in almost 140 teachers education universities across Indonesia. So integrating science, integrating technology, and the internet into teacher education offer significant benefits, of course, including broader access to learning, enhanced digital literacy, and the ability to create more inclusive and innovative educational environment. So this is very essential to ensure that prospective teachers who are prepared to face future challenges and support the transformation of higher education to remain relevant to the needs of the time in the future. And last slide is about the conclusion. Next slide, please. Yes. So with the transformation of teacher professional education, it is hoped that teachers can focus more on providing student-centered learning. So first one, transformation of teacher professional produce professional teacher who have strong motivation for their profession. This relate to PPG calon guru untuk guru-guru calon guru atau PPG prajabatan. The second one, transformation of teacher professional education for active teachers in service will improve teacher well-being and competence which will impact on student-centered learning. Ini untuk PPG dalam jabatan. Transformasinya akan meningkatkan kesejahteraan mereka, tetapi yang lebih penting di dalamnya adalah which will impact on student-centered learning. Mereka, guru-guru yang sudah berserdik akan lebih fokus kepada pembelajaran siswa dan juga pembelajaran di kelas. That's all. Thank you very much. Hopefully, this conference will be successful and enjoy the conference. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First, Dea Dr. Rohmat Novian Indranata, STMPD, Dr. Ronald Kendi, S. Lasaten, and Mr. Nguyen Tan Huin, who is now present in the conference room. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nguyen. Meanwhile, the moderator of the plenary session is Ms. Lakshmi Vidyarini, SPD, MPD, MCE. She is an English lecturer and also the member of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education of ICSTI. To Ms. Lakshmi, the time is fully yours.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Chris, for the nice introduction. So, Bapak Ibu, the head of the department, so Faculty of Teachers Training and Education, who are now present in the Senate room, and also all audience joining in our virtual room, Zoom, and also audience joining in the YouTube. Yeah. Good morning, salam dan bahagia. Okay, so 3 distinguished speakers have been invited to our international seminar, and they're ready to share their expertise, yeah, related to their topics today. The first speaker will be Dr. Rohmat Novian Indranata. He's our faculty members. Yeah, right now he is currently teaching in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Vocational Education, Universitas Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa UST Indonesia. Good morning, Pak Indra. And then the second speaker joining in our Zoom room, Dr. Ronald Candy S. Lasaten. He's the Director for Curriculum Development and Innovative Learning, Mariano Marcos State University, MMSU, Philippines. Good morning, Dr. Ronald.
Good morning.
Okay, oh, thank you for joining our Zoom room, even though I cannot see you, Doctor.
All right. It's okay. Thank you.
Right, and then the third speaker, Dr. Nguyen Tan Huynh. So sorry for the mispronunciation. Okay, Dr. Nguyen, he's from the Faculty of Economics Management, Dong Nai Technology University, Vietnam. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us today on site in our Senate room. Okay, so for the first speaker, should I introduce you, Doctor, or you introduce yourself? Right, so I'd like to introduce our first speaker, okay, Dr. Rohmat Novian Indranata, and he's usually called Pak Indra, okay. I'd like to start with his educational background. For his bachelor, okay, he pursued the Bachelor of Engineering from Mechanical Engineering Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, okay, with extensive GPA result. And then for his Master of Education, he pursued from Mechanical Engineering Education, Yogyakarta State University, Indonesia, also with the flying colors of GPA. And then for his doctorate degree, Technology and Vocational Education from Yogyakarta State University, Indonesia, also with almost perfect GPA, Doctor. Kurang sedikit 4,0. Okay, and then I would like to continue with his research. His current research is about Tringo virtual, oh sorry, this is Tringo. Okay, Tringo virtual reality assisted immersive learning to enhance machine maintenance and repair work capabilities. So Tringo here is our values, teaching values, yes, from Ki Hajar Dewantara. And then in 2022, his research focused on the virtual reality tourism application and AI-based digital tourism database as an effort to restore and develop tourism towards advanced Indonesia 2045. Okay, and yes, his list of research is quite extensive, Bapak Ibu. You can browse Pak Indra, yeah, in Google. And then for his work experiences, okay, right now he's joining the vocational education study program, yeah, mechanical engineering. He's also our quality assurance of the department. And he's also an assessor in Indonesian Data Science and Indonesian Bank. And another position, he's also the consultant of the Department of Communication and Informations of Sleman Regency. And also another position, you have quite a number of positions, Doctor. Data Academic Panelist, National Data Science Independent Learning Independent Campus. Okay, right. And then for today, Dr. Indra is ready to share his idea in the implementations of EOT in education, the educational values of Ki Hajar Dewantara. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Indra. And also another information, our committee will select 5 lucky participants to receive, well, some token of appreciation in the form of voucher. How much the voucher, Bapak? 1 million? Okay, so as a token of appreciation for your engagement and participants in this conference, we provide you with some voucher.
Okay, check. Let me check my sound. This is clear enough? Clear enough? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam dan bahagia. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our respected speaker and all of participants. It's great honors for me to be here at International Conference on Science and Technology for Internet of Things. So first of all, I would like to say a big thank you to our rector, Professor Dr. Andes Haji Pardimin, MPD PhD, our vice rector, Dr. Sylvester Kolidusukur MPD, and all of the committee, and also to our moderator plenary session, Mrs. Laksmi Widyarini. Thank you very much. Today I will be presenting to you two equally important topics about implementation of Internet of Things or IoT in education, the educational values of Ki Hajar Dewantara. Okay. First, we have to know about Internet of Things or IoT. IoT as an emerging technology enables object, devices, and other things, for example, sensor, robot platform, and cloud, to communicate within a system, thus performing various tasks and services. Or another definition, IoT is defined as the worldwide network of interconnected objects addressable based on standard communication protocols. Or some people define IoT plays a new technological paradigm by connecting anything and anyone at any time and any place using any path or network and any service. You can see from the picture as the illustration of IoT. Then how does IoT works? This is the illustration. This is a sample of integrated smart system where there are 3 stages of the process: sensing, understanding, and acting. Sensing obtains data input from the smart environment and produce data output from the action results. Data input has been obtained from user or customers through digital culture and digital literacy. Meanwhile, data output will produce new performance, new business models, new governance, and so on. Okay, IoT has now combined the internet and several physical systems where the internet is connected to sensors and actuators that affect the physical environment. The Indonesian government has supported IoT technology by creating policies and regulations from the Ministry of Communication and Information. Three things the Indonesian government is concerned about. Number one, determination of frequency spectrum. Number two, standardization of devices and content domestic component level atau TKDN. Number three, encouraging the growth of DNA ecosystem, device, network, and application to encourage IoT makers, platform providers, network providers, and IoT solution provider for all sectors. The condition of the internet in Indonesia this year, you can see from the following picture. The fastest internet provider on Java Island is Bisnet. You can see in the picture. And 10 cities with the fastest internet in Indonesia: Makassar, Jakarta, Tangerang, and so on. Then the distribution of the internet access services from a regional perspective. Sumatra is the island with the most access. From the sectoral perspective, the availability of internet access is highest in the education sector. On the other hand, the percentage of internet users in Indonesia has increased quite significantly in the last 10 years, currently reaching almost 80%. Current IoT challenge. Based on several recent studies, the use of IoT in the field of education is related to IoT devices and sensors, learning models, smart learning environments, education platforms, AR, VR, and so on. Like this. This is a sample of cyber school with IoT 21st century school. The IoT can be used to create new learning opportunities and scenarios for students, teachers, and other team members, enhancing their educational experience as illustrated in the figure above. Well, what are benefits of IoT for education? The benefits can create smart classrooms, smart libraries, smart teachers, and so on. For smart libraries, it can be used for seat management, book recommenders, user authentication. Then smart classrooms such as interactive whiteboard, student attendance, and smart chair. Smart data like sentiment modeling, academic performance, smart administration about logistics, human resources, and energy. For teaching, such as curriculum and wearable devices. This is the main and biggest challenges in implementing IoT are related to ethics, humanity, trust, and use of devices, and also policies and applicable laws. IoT as a knowledge management system, like the phenomenon of an iceberg in the ocean, where there is a conversion to build a system from tacit knowledge to explicit knowledge. IoT doesn't only focus on sensors, data collecting device, but requires integration with human resources. Then IoT in socio-technical phenomenon, where socially requires structure and users, but technically as a technology and task, like this. Okay. The following are some example of IoT devices used in education. In TVET, such as health education, the use of VR, AR, and MR can increase immersion learning. Immersion is about hard skill and soft skill. Then the use of AR and VR requires a virtual environment and digital twin, where the design process, digital prototype, and production occur. This requires clarity of task, and the use of digital devices. What is the role of humans in the midst of massive technological transformation? Ki Hajar Dewantara's educational values states that the role of human is very vital, where humans experience the process of thinking, the process of feeling, and the process of acting. All of these things are named tringo. Tringo is epistemologically a cyclic process and replication of the three processes, which is axiologically to improve the work capabilities of a human being in cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. Javanese philosophy states ngelmu iku kelakone kanthi laku. Ngelmu laku. Here the role of values is to understand IoT technology, feel IoT technology, and use it. In the manufacturing world, IoT has the potential as a support system, computerized application, and facilities automation application. In the same case, it is related to the quantity factor of a manufactured product and the variation of manufactured products. In TVET perspective on IoT as a technology, namely as an object, as knowledge, as a process, as a volition. Technology as objects such as utilities, tools, machines, cybernetic devices. Technology as knowledge about maximum rules, theories, and engineering knowledge. And technology as process, making, designing, maintaining, using, and also technology as volition about motive, need, intention. Maybe I can play the okay. This is our product.
Kan adalah komitmen dari tanggung jawab kami membawa perubahan menuju masa depan yang lebih baik menciptakan mimpi menjadi kenyataan, dan memberikan solusi untuk kemudahan. Dan kami, tim
Nggak dengar.
terpenting untuk kontribusi mewujudkan pertanian Indonesia yang maju dan sejahtera melalui ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi masa kini. Sektor pertanian terdampak cukup signifikan oleh perubahan iklim. Kekeringan yang ekstrim dan curah hujan yang tinggi berdampak buruk pada hilangnya produktivitas tanaman. Dari data BPS 2021, terjadi penurunan produktivitas pertanian padi berkelanjutan dari 2017 hingga tahun 2020 dan kemungkinannya akan terus berlanjut. Agenda G20 membawa 3 isu prioritas. Salah satunya yaitu transformasi ekonomi hijau dan digital dengan arus Sherpa Track yang mengangkat tema teknologi IoT pertanian. Presiden Republik Indonesia tahun 2021 menyatakan bahwa persaingan antara produk pertanian sudah lintas negara. Tani Indonesia harus kompetitif dalam keterampilan teknis dan pemanfaatan teknologi. Perkembangan pesat teknologi digital membuat pentingnya Indonesia memiliki inovasi teknologi produktivitas pertanian, di mana saat ini hampir seluruh petani Indonesia masih menggunakan peralatan konvensional dalam mengelola pertumbuhan tanaman, yang mengakibatkan kurang efektif dan efisiennya proses produksi pertanian. Salah satu teknologi yang sedang banyak digaungkan masyarakat dunia adalah drone, dengan penyematan IoT dan cyber physical system di dalam. Menurut data APDI atau Asosiasi Pilot Drone Indonesia, pertumbuhan penggunaan drone di sektor pertanian Indonesia mencapai 172%. Hal ini akan menjadi peluang besar bagi pertanian di Indonesia dengan inovasi strategi produktivitas pertanian menggunakan smart drone autopedi akan menjadi peluang sangat baik, khususnya bagi petani milenial dengan jiwa sociopreneur maju, mandiri, dan modern yang telah muncul dan semakin tumbuh di Kabupaten Sleman, DI Yogyakarta. Smart Drone Autopedi adalah sebuah terobosan smart teknologi untuk pertanian Indonesia yang lebih produktif, canggih, mendukung para petani untuk mulai mengembangkan cara bertaninya agar lebih canggih, khususnya di wilayah Ngaglik, Sleman, Yogyakarta. Didukung 5 kelompok tani yang akan bekerja sama untuk mulai menggunakan smart drone ini di Sleman, Yogyakarta. Harapan kami agar para petani juga bisa memanfaatkan canggihnya teknologi di era transformasi digital dan IoT untuk meningkatkan produktivitas pertanian. Membawa besar Smart Technology for Better Agriculture in Indonesia dan misi penguatan ekonomi hijau dengan integrasi teknologi. Smart Drone Autopedi menjadi jawaban bagi masyarakat Indonesia dalam peningkatan produktivitas pertanian di Indonesia, sehingga bisa memberikan masyarakat yang sejahtera dengan memanfaatkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi modern berbasis Internet of Things. Inilah inovasi produk kami, Smart Autopedi, karya anak bangsa yang memiliki visi besar untuk memajukan perekonomian Indonesia melalui penguatan ekonomi hijau di bidang pertanian dan teknologi. terkait deteksi padi sehat dan tidak sehat dengan menggunakan aplikasi mobile Android dan iOS. Pasti menciptakan produk inovatif bersifat kebaruan dengan melakukan riset secara berkelanjutan agar menjadi solusi yang bermanfaat dan menyediakan produk alat pertanian dengan teknologi yang berkualitas. Kami adalah mitra untuk membangun masa depan. Kami terus menatap ke depan untuk terus berinovasi, mewujudkan visi besar untuk menghasilkan produk terbaik di bidang teknologi dan pertanian.
The following are examples of products that we have created in collaboration with various researchers from various universities with various expertise backgrounds like this. Our product, smart drone for agriculture in Sleman district, and virtual reality in mechanical engineering vocational education UST. And well, this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Indra, for presenting topic in implementations of Internet of Things in education, the educational values of Ki Hajar Dewantara. So Dr. Ronald here is presenting how the values of our founding fathers, Ki Hajar Dewantara, that can be aligned in such advanced improvement of technology. So once again, thank you very much, Doctor. And also, I think I like to repeat the good news that I have mentioned before, that the committee, especially Pak Indra, will provide the audience, some lucky audience, probably lucky speakers too, plenary speakers, okay, some token of appreciation in the form of voucher. So, audience, please stay tuned and stay engaged and stay participated in our international conference. Right, so now we proceed to the second speaker, who is present virtually in Zoom, Dr. Ronald Candy S. Lasaten. Good morning, Doctor. Okay, it's a great honor that we can invite you for the second time in this year. Okay, so for your information, audience, Dr. Ronald has also been invited to our workshop of curriculum. So we're quite familiar with him. So Dr. Ronald, he's a Director of Curriculum Development and Innovative Learning from Mariano Marcos State University, MMSU, Philippines. And today, his topic is leveraging technology to enhance universal design for learning, a key to accessible, equitable, and inclusive education. If previously Dr. Ronald is how to align the technology with the values of our founding father, Dr. Ronald here will speak more in a general terms how the technology can be implemented in our curriculum and with the current trend in education, which is inclusive education. So allow me to read his biography. Okay, so Dr. Lasaten obtained his master degree, Master of Arts in Education in Language and Literature, and doctorate degree, major in Linguistics at the MMFSU Graduate School, And recently, he received his diploma in postgraduate certificate in academic practice, which he obtained from the University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. Dr. Ronald has attended various conferences held in the country and also abroad, and this made him expert in language and literature teaching, assessment, ICT integration, and instructional materials development. With his expertise in this instruction, he has served as lecturer and resource speaker in various seminars and trainings funded by the Commissions on Higher Education, Philippine Normal University, Department of Education, and also Department of Science and Technology. Further, he has served also as a textbook and learning resource material evaluator of DEPT at National. Okay, interestingly, Dr. Laseten has also served as research advisor and panel member to graduate theses and dissertations. His research expertise has given him the opportunity to present papers in national and international conference. He has also served as one of the external reviewers of the research journal published by Department of Education, Region 1, and his research publication to peer-reviewed and reviewed international journals have made his profile in Google Scholar. So please find Dr. Ronald in the Google Scholar, and it has reached more than 300 citations. Right, and at present, Dr. Lasaten is implementing a study funded under the General Appropriations Act of MMSU, and is currently working on his projects for the College of Teacher Education and the graduate schools. Right, so without further ado, Dr. Ronald, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Madam, for the um, uh, introduction. In fact, this is my second time to speak in front of our people from Indonesia, and I'm so happy to meet once again our faculty from UST and other institutions in Indonesia who are also on live for this international conference on science and technology for Internet of Things. All right, so as what Ma'am Lakshmin mentioned, I'll be focusing more as to how we integrate or implement technology in the curriculum, particularly for our instruction. And before that, I would like to greet our administrators from UST. Thank you for inviting me. And I would like to extend also our gratitude for always considering MMSU as your partner in conferences and other partnerships or collaborations that we have for the university. And we thank you so much. I am sure there are some students we had at the College of Teacher Education at the moment who are members of the C teachers, and I think they are already here. Some students were from UST, if I'm not mistaken, for their practice teaching. So they are here at MMSU for particular period for the OJT or internship program. So may we have now the slide, please? So the topic that I am tasked to present this morning is on leveraging technology to enhance universal design for learning, key to accessible, equitable, and inclusive education. Next slide, please. Right. So this is actually the global landscape where we are in, particularly in higher education. There is issue in terms of equality, equity, diversity, and inclusion in education. We all know for a fact that most of our students come from different backgrounds. So we expect that there are also there are also what we call there are also short change in terms of access into education. There is no equality. There are no resources that we use, or at times because of poverty, they don't have access quality education. So in the global landscape, particularly in higher education, we have here equity, equality, diversity, and inclusion. That is our main issue for the global landscape, how we are able to deliver um, instruction in a way that this our students are provided with all this. So we have the EDI, or what we call the DEI, to ensure fair treatment and opportunity for all and eradicating prejudice and discrimination. So that is our main focus uh, in this particular topic, because we want to eradicate prejudice and discrimination in education. So we want everyone to be given the opportunity to have access to quality education. Like this. Diversity is also one of the concerns that we are facing in higher education. And as I said, our students come from different backgrounds. Therefore, we recognize and respect and celebrate each other's differences. We all know for a fact that it's quite difficult really to teach if we have different students coming from different backgrounds. And of course, because of that, we expect that in the classroom, we have students coming from different or diverse environments. So our students are diverse in terms of race and ethnicity, gender identity, the sexual orientation, ability, socioeconomic status, age, and even religious beliefs. But we want, of course, despite this diversity in the classroom, as much as possible, we have to promote inclusivity, equity, and equality. So accessibility, representation, and belongingness, as well as fairness and resource allocation, including equal access to education. So when we talk of equity, this is providing what each student needs to thrive. While when we talk of equality, we are providing the same opportunities and resources to all students, regardless of background. And inclusivity is creating an environment where everyone feels welcomed and valued. So later on, we will be able to see how technology is being implemented or integrated in the UDL design, so that we are able to potentially maximize the use of technology in delivering quality education to our students. So inclusivity, equity, equality, and diversity are interconnected concepts that are crucial for creating a just and equitable society. So with this, we are able to promote fairness, respect, and opportunity for all individuals, regardless of background. We have here an approach of which we will be soon implementing as well in the Mariano Marcos State University, the so-called universal design for learning. We will be adopting this approach to teach and to teach our students, which aims to create inclusive environment. Especially during the pandemic, our students come from different places and demographics. So we have the difficulty of reaching our students, especially from those students who come from remote areas. Therefore, we use technology to make sure that we are able to deliver our instruction. And based on the idea, universal design learning is based on the idea that barriers to learning are often found in the design of the learning environment and not in the students themselves. So we can no longer change the background of our students, but we can still deliver instruction considering modifications in the design of the learning environment. It also seeks to remove these barriers by providing accessible learning experiences that cater to the diverse needs and strengths of all learners. The origin of UDL, it was actually first introduced in 1984 by Dr. David Rose and Dr. Ann Mayer, who were researchers at the Harvard School of Graduate Education. So if you look at it, this particular approach is not new. However, there are still some institutions who have not yet embraced UDL. But I think because of our diverse learners these days, we need as well to embrace this approach to be able to deliver quality education to our students. And the concept was further developed by the Center for Applied Special Technology, which created the UDL guidelines or a framework for implementing UDL in classrooms and other learning environments. These are the practices or examples and applications for the UDL. So, one, we could provide our students choices. If we are in the UDL approach, if we are implementing the UDL approach, we give our students the choice. They can choose from a variety of activities, projects, or assessment methods that can best suit their learning style and interest. Even the kind of technology tools that they use, they are provided with choice. They are not framed on one particular use of a tool or technology. Also, another practice, if we want to implement the UDL, is the use of technology. We all know for a fact that there are already assistive technologies such as text-to-speech softwares, screen readers, or graphic organizers, which can help students access information and demonstrate their learning in different ways, right? So we can also practice UDL by implementing differentiated instruction, wherein teachers can adjust the difficulty level or pacing, and even the content or process of the lessons to meet the needs of individual students. Another one is by providing visual supports. Visual aids such as diagrams, charts, or videos can help students understand complex concepts and retain information. And through UDL, we can also encourage our students to work on group activities or tasks, doing some peer-to-peer learning, which can provide them with opportunities to learn from each other and develop their communication and teamwork skills. These are just but the few benefits of UDL. Definitely, this will increase student engagement because we all know for a fact that our students are technology savvy. In other words, they are fond of using technology these days. And so when we use technology in our instruction, they become more engaged and motivated in the teaching learning process. And with that, this leads to increased student participation and greater sense of ownership over the learning. Another benefit, of course, this will improve learning outcomes. And by providing flexible and accessible learning experiences, UDL can help students achieve higher levels of academic success. We all know that technology can enhance our teaching delivery, our learning, the learning of our students. So, gone are the days when students just simply read resources from textbooks or print materials. These days, our students can already explore other resources online using the internet. But there is this one thing I just like to emphasize in the use of internet because at times our students are you know, they explore so much. They explore so much of this internet, and that sometimes they go beyond those topics that we provide. And so we need to be careful also in the use of internet. Okay, so as much as possible as teachers, we need to check also the links that we provide to our students. We don't just simply ask them to browse in the internet. As much as possible, we provide them the actual links so that they directly go to these links. All right. What else? Enhance inclusivity because UDL will promote a more inclusive learning environment where all students feel valued and supported. Actually, this is also one of the reasons why we implement UDL because we want everyone to be included in a certain group. They want to be to feel valued or important or being supported. What else? Right? So this will also reduce teacher workload. For UDL, can help our teachers streamline their planning and instruction, and by providing a framework for creating accessible and engaging learning experiences. So just like during the pandemic, where we were in our own nooks and homes delivering our instruction, in MMSU, we had our learning management system, the LMS. So we have the MBLE, where we deliver and structure our instruction. It's quite difficult for us to do the face-to-face at that time because we are not allowed to go to school, and the institution has were closed at that time. But because of our LMS or the learning management system that we have in MMSU, because we have our Center for Flexible Learning, we were able to deliver our instruction even if our students are far from each other or we are far from them. So we structure our materials, we design our materials, and uploaded them in our MVLE or learning management system. So somehow we did not stop our delivery of instruction. Instead, we were able to continue even we have the pandemic or there are some limitations at that time, right? All right, so these are the UDL's three core principles, and we can see later in these three core principles how technology is being used in the implementation of the so-called UDL, right? So let's start with the first core principle. It's multiple means of engagement. So technology allows for information to be presented in various formats, such as text, audio, video, and even interactive simulations. In fact, there are lots of teachers in higher educations these days who make use of interactive simulations. And when we say multiple means of representation or engagement, um, this can personalize learning experiences by providing adaptive tools that cater to individual needs and interests, right? So there could we motivate and engage learners through various methods, such as providing choices, offering opportunities for collaboration and interaction, and incorporating personal relevance. So we have examples such as use of interactive games, simulations, as what I've said, online platforms, which can make learning even more engaging and motivating to our students. Technology can also facilitate collaboration, as I said, and communication among learners, creating a more inclusive and supportive learning environment. So, example, we have here the learning management systems. Please, all right, the Google Classroom. We have also the Canvas, which could provide centralized locations for course materials, simplifying access to resources and tracking progress. And then we have also other platforms such as gamified learning platforms, which I believe could also offer multiple means of engagement, such as this is Flash Learn. This is a certain software which offers engaging game-based activities for learning, motivating students, and fostering a positive learning environment. So there are lots of softwares these days which we could use also for our for the learning and teaching and learning of our students. Another is for multiple means of representation. As I said, this also the technology allows for information to be presented in various formats to cater different learning styles and preferences. We all know that our students these days have different learning preferences. There are those who learn by listening, who learn by reading or looking at pictures, or they learn better when they perform. So when we use technology, um, this will cater to the different learning styles and preferences and ensure that our learners can access and comprehend the material, right? Example, those who struggle in reading can benefit from text to speech software, while those visual learners can benefit from the interactive diagrams and animations, right? So, or we can even have the digital texts or ebooks. We could provide this to our students, right? Those students with print disabilities, we could provide all these forms of technology to our students. And then multimedia resources, we can upload in on the YouTube, right? Or if not upload, we can provide resources to our students, of which there are also resources found in YouTube. We can adapt these YouTube videos and use this for our instruction, right? And then there are other resources that we could explore for our teaching. And aside from multimedia resources, we have also interactive learning platforms such as the Kahoot, the Nearpod, offering engaging quizzes, polls, and virtual field trips catering to different learning styles. So these are just but few platforms where technology can be used for multiple means of representation, right? The last one is on multiple means of action and expression, of which in here, technology offers diverse tools for learners to demonstrate their understanding. So we don't just confine our students to one mode of expressing their outputs. So we give them also the choice on how to express their learning, right? So if one would like to express through a video, why not? In the form of presentation like reporting or the use of PowerPoint presentation, we can also allow our students to do that. If not, we can also allow the students to um, express or deliver their requirements using brochures. Then we can also allow our students to do that as well. If not, we can also um, allow other forms or modes for our students to deliver their outputs. So this could include creating presentations, recording videos, or they could be asked to write essays, participating in online discussions, or even in forum. So students with physical limitations can use also assistive technology such as the speech-to-text software to express their ideas. So if there are those students who cannot who have physical disabilities, somehow technology can help us as well in the process, right? So what are some of the examples? We have assistive technology here. We have the collaborative tools, the Google Workspace as one example, We can make use of the Padlet as well. If it's quite difficult for students to grasp ideas, we can create or make use of the visuals and graphic organizers, all right? And other softwares for creating diagrams, mind maps, and outlines supporting our visual learners, right? So, what are the challenges and considerations in the implementation of UDL as well as integration of technology in instruction? Of course, we need teacher training. Teachers need adequate training and support to effectively implement UDL principles in their classrooms, particularly the integration of technology. Um, I think this is where our administration has to get in because our teachers really need support in the capability training for our teachers, right? And of course, we should have enough resources in the implementation of UDL, additional resources such as technology, materials, and even professional development opportunities for our faculty, right? That's why, just like in MMSU, we have our own Center for Flexible Learning, for us to house our smart campus later on, or other resources that we have for flexible learning or hybrid learning, right? So the role of technology in UDL, as I said, this could provide for multiple means of representation. This enable multiple means of action and representation, fostering multiple means of engagement, and most of all, they support accessibility and promote flexibility and choice. Okay. Um, these are still on the benefits. I mean, on challenges. We ensure that all learning materials and technologies are accessible to students with disabilities and difficulties, because this is something that is crucial, right? So as much as possible, we provide our students the access to this technology, right? Just like now in MMSU, we have our policy on artificial intelligence. We have already crafted our policy, and we are starting to provide our students softwares of which they use for the AI, right? Because we believe that AI is also something we could use for to support our teaching and learning, right? But of course, we need as well some guidelines on how to use the artificial intelligence. And another challenge is has something to do with cultural sensitivity. UDL and the integration of technology should be implemented in a way that it's culturally sensitive and respects the diversity of learners. So, as much as possible, it should also be culturally sensitive, right? And then if we want to implement the UDL and the use of technology, we have to consider professional development of our teachers. So teachers need to undergo training, and they should be provided with support from administrators to effectively implement the integration of technology and UDL principles in their classroom. And when we talk of curriculum, as much as possible, it must also be clearly stated or very transparent in our curriculum, how we integrate technology and the UDL in the process, right? So curricula should be reviewed and adapted to incorporate UDL guidelines. So I'm not saying that we integrate technology in all parts of the curriculum, but we also try to find parts or sections in the curriculum where technology can be best applied. ensuring that learning materials and assessment are accessible not just to teachers but to students as well, right? And when we implement, we also consider the student's voice or feedback because it is important for us to gather feedback and perspectives from students in the implementation of UDL, even in the integration of technology, to make sure that the learning environment meets their needs. Okay? So I would just like to end my talk by coming up with these lines. So UDL is a powerful approach to teaching and learning that can create more inclusive and equitable learning environments. And by providing flexible and accessible learning experiences, UDL empowers all students to reach their full potential. And with UDL, the implementation of UDL, this can be further supported or complemented with the use of technology to bridge gaps, create opportunities, and inclusive and responsive learning environment. So in the long run, the Mariano Marcos State University shall be adopting a certain policy in the use of UDL, the understanding and the universal design for learning or UDL with the integration of technology, particularly softwares, the internet, so on and so forth. And with that, thank you so much. And I hope I was able to give a idea or principles as to how we use technology, appropriately use technology in our instruction, particularly in the curriculum, uh, in the different degree programs in our institution. Thank you, and um, to all the participants, enjoy enjoy to your conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Please stay in our Zoom room. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the third speaker, Dr. Nguyen Tan Huyen. He's from the Faculty of Economics Management, Dong Nai Technology University, Vietnam. And he will talk much about the joint research between two educational institutions which can form a pathway to innovation and collaboration. Allow me first to a little bit have an introduction about Dr. Nguyen Tan Huyen. And he's preferred to be called Black.
Okay.
All right. Okay. But because this is a formal occasion, Doctor, so I prefer to call you still Dr. Nguyen.
Oh, yes.
Right. So you just got your birthday yesterday. Okay. Belated happy birthday,
Oh,
Doctor.
yeah.
So yeah, his birthday was on October the 29th. Okay, right. So allow me to share his educational background. So Dr. Nguyen pursued his Bachelor of Economics in Agriculture in Hugh College Economics in 2008. And then in 2011, he pursued his Master of Economics in Agriculture, also from Hugh College of Economics with, quite extensive academic average point. And then in 2023, he pursued his doctorate degree in shipping and transportation management. This is from the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology in Taiwan. And then his working experiences, he's now one of the teaching members in Dong Nai Technology University, and his current position is as the vice dean. Okay, and then he's also an employer in Vietnam Public Joint Stock Commercial Bank. Right, and he has quite an extensive publication. The most recent, 2024, entitled The Performance Model of Logistic Distribution Centers, Quality Functions Deployment, based on the best worst method. And then another publications, Evaluating Vietnam's Container Terminal Efficiency, Considering the Carbon Neutrality. And then an assessment model of eco-efficiency for container terminals within a port. I think we can find more of your publication in the Google Scholar, Doctor. All right, and then today he's going to share his idea in joint research between two educational institutions. Okay, Dr. Nguyen, time is yours.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much for inviting me here and speak about this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm very pleased to tell you about the very interesting topic, joint research between two educational institutions, a pathway to innovation and collaboration. So you know that in nowadays, no single university can have enough knowledge or expertise to deal with every many problem that we are facing nowadays. And solution to many issues today, whether it's related to climate change or environmental issue or even a emerging technology, require collaboration, innovation, creativity, and knowledge from people coming from different countries. So today, I will tell you some important of joint research, some benefits, some challenge we will face when we work together in the same project. I'll go to the next slide, please. So here is the outline of my presentation today. Go to the next slide, please. So first of all, let me tell you some importance of joint research between the educational. First of all, I can tell you joint research can ensure the enough resources for researcher for carrying out the projects. In the modern day, research is very complex, data-driven, and interdisciplinary. So this has created the need for collaboration between multiple institutions. And no single institution nowadays, regardless how advanced it is, may have enough facilities, knowledge, or expertise to deal with that. So it's the reason why we need collaboration to provide enough resource for the projects. And number two, joint research can allow educational institutions to work across academic disciplines. So a typical example about this kind of collaboration is the cooperation between computer science and psychological department in developing new AI tools for human treatment. So in this case, computer scientists can design AI algorithm to develop to detect some symptoms that illustrate human health, while psychologists can provide more inside knowledge about human cognition, human emotion, so that AI algorithm can in- interpret data correctly. So I would say that this kind of collaboration can have developed new emerging technology for the treatment of human health. And number three, joint research can have encouraged knowledge sharing. You know, when people from different countries work together, they bring new ideas together. I can bring to I can bring here new ideas. You give me new ideas, so we can share knowledge each other. I can learn from you, and you can can learn from me also. And moreover, joint teaching can help broaden finding impacts. You know, when people from different countries work together, then the scope of their research finding may be expanded, make it more applicable to the diverse people and make it more adaptable to the new environment. And the joint research between the educational system on energy renewable can be not just benefits for developing country but also for developed country. Next, and now let's move on to the role of joint research in innovation. And I would say that joint research is a driver of innovation, and most people know that nowadays innovation is the key to stay competitive and solving complex problems that we are facing nowadays. So, one of the most powerful mechanisms for driving innovation is joint research. When we work together, we can generate new ideas and creating grounding solutions. And number two, joint research can form long-term innovation systems. You know, joint research can be a very good way to form long-term partnership between university and industries. So this kind of partnership can make a long-term innovation ecosystem between institutions and industry ourselves. And moreover, these kind of innovations are often translated into practical applications by some kind of ways, for example, technology transfer, commercialization, and even by policy implementation. So go into the next slide, please. And here I gonna speak about one of the most significant advantages of joint research: increase opportunity for funding and resources. First of all, I would like to tell you that many research grants and funding priority collaborative projects that related to multiple institutions. You know, nowadays many funding bodies like National Funding Committee or IMF or World Bank or even private company tend to invest in projects that relate to multiple institutions. So, by working together through joint research, researchers can have higher chance to get more funding than when they do research alone. Moreover, joint research can have to have larger budgets thanks to resource sharing. When we work together, we bring together with a financial capacity, we bring with a knowledge, we bring with a some new ideas about research projects. So by doing so, the research funding will bigger than we do the research alone. Go into the next slide, please. So what about the benefits for students and faculty in for joint research? So in my opinion, I can give you three main benefits when we carry out the research together. So for students, joint research can help them exposed to different academic environments. They can have chance to work with the international peers and engage with the interdisciplinary projects. So as a result, our students can have more hands-on experience about their career, and by working with the international peers and college, so our student can have more chance to have more knowledge about their major. And this kind of thing, this kind of knowledge can help them so much when they wanna apply a job in the industry after they finish their schooling from school. So what about for faculty members? And I would say that by doing research together, faculty members from different institutions can share their best practices. They can exchange knowledge and co-author research paper answers. So this idea is very easily to understand because when we do the research together, then we make a paper and submit to the journal. So by doing that, we will become co-author of the research paper, and this kind of thing will benefit any people, any researcher involved. So what about for our students and faculty members? So these kind of opportunities can develop long-term relationships, and I would like to emphasize about these benefits. So as a result, faculty member and also students as well, they can create more future collaborations. They can join in a teaching programs between two schools. For example, I can come here to teach for your school, and your teacher can come to my school and teach for my students. So joint teaching is also another benefit come from joint research. And then we can create even dual degree offerings. I mean dual degree programs. What does it mean? So dual degree is now very common in Vietnam. I don't know what about in Indonesia, but by that my student can spend a half time to study at my school. Then they will come here to study for the last time. Uh, Go into the next slide, please. And although there are many benefits for students, for faculty members, and even for institutions in joint research, there are a few barriers, challenges that I would like to address with you today. Number one, the first challenge will be communication and coordination. We come from different countries, then we speak different languages, so we use English as a common language to talk together, to discuss together. So sometimes we misunderstand what we say in the meeting, and I would say that misunderstanding is very common, and you know I suffer from this many time before. So but this challenge can be easily to overcome by by making very detailed plan, very detailed agreement between the schools before we carry out the project. So another challenge will be institutional differences. You know that every school will have every policies, I mean administrative process that will be alike. So this kind of challenge sometimes makes trouble for researchers. And another challenge will be legal and financial considerations. So every country will have every law. So what about the result of the research? So who owe the copyright? Who how funding will be allocated among institutions? How do we allocate profits when the project finish? So this kind of thing should be addressed before we work together in the same project. Next slide, please. Now, I would like to discuss with you about some benefits if UST and DNTU have joint research. So, in my opinion, I can specify at least 4 benefits if your school and my school work together in research. So, number 1, we can have cultural and academic exchange. So, when we work together, we not just do research, but we can foster cross-cultural learning and making connection to form the networking among researchers involved. And number 2, we can have more chance to access to diverse resource and expertise by sharing knowledge expertise with broader research funding. So when we work together in the same research projects, USC can provide a little bit fund for the research, and my school can provide a part of research. So by doing so, researchers can get more funding than when they do research alone. And number 3, the global recognition will be promoted through joint research between two schools. So because we are working in the higher education, so global recognition is the most important thing for every school nowadays. If we promoting global recognition, we will have more chance to attract more students coming here to study, and moreover, we can attract more researchers from all over the world to have more cooperation with us. So I would say that global recognition will be one of the most significant benefits from joint research that we should consider. And number 4, joint research can foster student and facility mobility. So we not just do research, we can create exchange programs between two schools. We can build research capacity between two schools, and not just that, we can generate joint teaching about two schools. And here are 4 benefits, at least 4 benefits I would like to tell you if your school and my school can work together in a joint research. Going to the next slide, please. So now I want to tell you some conclusion about my presentation this morning. So according to my opinion, research is not just a partnership between two schools. It also fosters innovation, fosters academic growth for students and faculty members, and also societal progress as a whole. And joint research is a driver of innovation, and then if we have innovation, we can stay competitive in solving many complex problems we face today. And joint research is the good way to bridge interdisciplinary bridges. And joint research can provide a lot of benefits for our students and faculty member also. We work together not just for research but also for exchange program, dual degree programs, and joint teaching program as well. And here, I highly encourage all of us here to find out the possibility to join research and find out the partnership that make us more different. And this part brings to the end of my presentation today. Thank you so much for your time and for your attention.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Nguyen, for sharing ideas on how we can join the research, yeah, between two educational institutions. And Dr. Nguyen also present interesting conclusion that joint research in a formal partnership will result in innovation, academic growth, and also societal progress. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now come to the discussion session. I think there has been questions in the Zoom room. Okay. Mas Ridwan Dedi Pamungkas, are you still in the Zoom room? Mas Ridwan?
Yes, I still.
Okay. Could you please extend your question, or could you please ask your questions directly to our speakers? Yeah, okay. So, yes, you
Oh.
appeared already. Okay, time is yours, Mas Ridwan, to share your questions and comment here.
Thank you for your time. Okay, hello, my name is Ridwan Bamkas from Sarjana Yataka Mahasiswa University. I would like to ask a few questions, and I apologize if they're different from the main topic of the presentation. As you know, in Indonesian, case of teacher being report to allow environment for this disciplinary action are being common. How has the legal framework in the Philippines been strengthened to protect a teacher from the legal trials, allowing them of the feel safe will education and discipline a student according to the educational ethics. Many schools in Indonesia face a dilemma in implementation of this of deviate of school norm. How can we government on policy be decide to mind teacher motivation and well-being, enabling them to actively participant in character education without feeling legal reputation. That's my question, and then for me.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, this is a very good question because we are in the same dilemma of which our teachers are not properly protected also in terms of laws, right? During our olden times, we teachers are given the privilege to discipline our students in our own way, making sure that this is one way of disciplining our students, right? But there had been already laws, existing laws in the Philippines now, protecting our the rights of our children, particularly our learners in the elementary and the secondary education. There are already laws that protect them that we teachers could not just simply provide or something like punishment to our students, corporal punishment to our students. So we cannot just simply we cannot just simply what do you call this? We cannot just simply provide punishment to our students because of their behavior or something, right? So um that is also one of the one of the things our teachers would like to have in the Philippines, a law protecting also our faculty or teachers who are also somewhat being abused by students, right? There had been lots of issues in the Philippines also regarding abuses to teachers, but we cannot do anything because there is no enough laws to really protect our teachers, in particularly in the elementary and secondary education. Of course, we have no question for tertiary education. In higher education, we don't have such issues because our students are grown enough in the tertiary ed. But for basic education, particularly in the elementary and high school, we have an existing law protecting the rights of our students or pupils. But as far as I know, we have no existing law yet in the Philippines protecting our teachers against abuse coming from s- uh, our learners or students in the basic education. That is why the students are very open to file cases to teachers in the basic ed, particularly in the elementary and high school. Negative behavior. And that's the problem that we have now. We can no longer control the behavior of our students. Um, this could, I don't know, but this could also be one of the reasons, maybe one effect of technology, maybe because of the many things that they see in the internet. So as teachers, we have to be careful also on what we on how I mean we have to somehow guide our students on the use of internet and the use of technology because what they see sometimes in the internet or in the social media are things that they follow. So yeah, that's it.
to to address the challenges faced by teachers in Indonesia regarding disciplinary actions and the accompanying fears of parental complaints, policies can be designed to to enhance teachers motivation and will and well-being. Here are several approach that uh, can help create a supportive environment for educators while promoting positive student behavior. Maybe clear disciplinary guidelines. In Taman Siswa we have sistem among, right? Sistem among, uh, asah asih asuh. Apa itu bahasa Inggrisnya ya? Asah asih asuh. We have asah asih asuh in Japanese language. And then the Second, sportive administrative policies, enhance communication with parents, professional development and support, and then about mental health and well-being resources, recognition and incentive, self-reporting mechanism, focus on building uh, positive school culture, asih asah asuh, maybe like that.
All right. So building a positive culture and also giving them students a kind of models, how to be a good person, right, Dr. Ronald? Okay. Uh, yeah. All right. So I think it would be an interesting joint collaboration if we make a kind of research on how to avoid us to being a crime in terms of the students learning, yeah, so that we cannot be reported to law enforcement and make it a kind of a research, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you, Mas Ridwan, for asking questions. Okay. Right. So another questions, please, or comments about our speaker's topic.
Mrs. Lakshmi, can I ask a question, please?
Right. Okay. So while waiting for questions from the audience, Pak Indra would like to give questions to the audience. Yeah. And I think we have got one lucky participant. Yeah, Mas Ridwan. Should
Maybe.
we note him as the first lucky participant? All right. So shoot us with your questions, Mas Indra.
I have a question from Mr. Mrs. Dinar. UGL or Universal Design for Learning, that learning must be accessible to everyone. Ki Hajar Dewantara also has a concept that teachers are like multiple choice, right? A trader, B farmer, and C fisherman.
Okay, hang on, Pak. Okay, answers from the audience, please. Could you please repeat the questions, Pak Indra? Yes.
UDL or Universal Design for Learning, that learning must be accessible to everyone. Ki Hajar Dewantara also has a concept that teachers are like A trader, B farmer, or C fisherman.
Okay, trader, farmer, or fisherman.
And
Okay. Yes. There has been an answer of farmer in Zoom room. Right. So this is the correct answer, yeah? As a farmer, right? Okay. Let me know, Mbak Anissa. Anissa Mahmuda. Right. Okay, so thank you for the first questions, Pak Indra. Now, is there more questions about the speaker's topics, Bapak Ibu, and audience in the Zoom room? give questions
Oh
to the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
kids.
I have a question. Okay. Hello, Doctor Candy.
Yes, doctor.
So can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, I'm really interested in your presentation today, and I would say that this is the first time I hear about the UDL approach in higher education, right?
Yes.
So, in your presentation, you mentioned about the new approach UDL in higher education. So, does your school apply this approach in reality? So, if yes, can you please share me some experience about adapting this approach in your school?
Yes. Actually, sir, at this moment, we have no existing policy yet on the UDL. And this is what I am working on as the Director for Curriculum Development and Innovative Learning in MMSU. So, one of the functions of my office is to really come up with policies that integrate innovative learning. And uh, one of the one of the approaches I would like to adopt in the university is the UDL, or Universal Design for Learning. Um, Particularly, we know for a fact that there are some students um, in the university coming from different backgrounds. If not coming from backgrounds or races or from ethnicities, they may also have what you call this? They are members of the um, with disabilities, people with disabilities. And so one of the issues that we face is that most of our students cannot participate on some of our activities. Therefore, what we do is we design our learning or activities in a way that this way will cater to all types of learners, right? Just like also in our College of Teacher Education, the College of Teacher Education, we train our would-be teachers, particularly for special education teachers, of which they design materials, they design learning resources for students with difficulties. So in that case, we can assure ourselves that not we are not depriving other students from learning, right? Because of some disabilities that they have. Instead, we design a certain activity in a way that all of the students, regardless of their background, will be able to learn from from the lesson. So that's what we do. Same as true also for tertiary education. Just like in my class, I do not confine my students to working or to coming up with only one type of requirement. So if I know that some of my students are good at writing, I allow them to work on to do writing. If the students are good at performing something, all right, they express it through physical activities, something like that. So this is a very interesting approach to teaching and learning because we really want to address the diverse needs of our learners. We all know for a fact that our students have different learning preferences. So in UDL, we design in a way that we we cater to the needs, the individual needs of our students, providing them enough resources and scaffold. Because if we don't use the UDL approach, then some students who are physically deprived or something like I mean they are special, well they could no longer proceed to the regular classes, so they cannot cope with the regular sessions in class. So what we do is we teachers should have to make sure that the activities we provide are for the for general students, for the whole students.
Thank you very much. I'm really satisfied with your answer. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ronald and Dr. Nguyen, for sharing ideas on this revolutionary approach. Dr. Nguyen, about this joint research, is there any certain procedure that we should follow if we are interested in joining the research?
Oh, good. You know, would tell you that here in my school nowadays, we wanna encourage joint research between my school and other school, especially abroad. So now, so far here, I am have many idea about research. Here, I am now supervising two PhD in Taiwan, and if someone here wanna join with us, I am willing to permit about that. And you are highly encouraged to join with us. Yeah.
All
May we
right,
also
so we
include
will
MMSU,
personally
Ma'am
contact you
Lakshmi?
for
Yes.
this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, right. I think we can talk more with Imaya and
Okay.
setting
Okay.
things
Yeah.
up.
You are welcome.
Okay, right. Bapak Ibu and ladies and gentlemen, to close this discussion session, Dr. Indra will have another questions for the lucky participants. Okay, time is yours, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. The question, who was the first inventor of the Internet of Things?
Who
Is
is
that-
the inventor of Internets of
First-
Things? The first
the first
inventors of Internets of Things. Okay, so audience, it's your time to browse the answer, to Google the answer, ChatGPT, to find the answer on who is the first inventor of Internets of Things. Okay, we are still waiting for the answer, audience. Please write it down on the column chat. Okay. All right. Okay. So, okay, we have got the proper answer. It's Kevin Aston. Yes, and I think I know this person who gives us the answer. Bu Astuti, ya. Okay. Right. So for the lucky participants, siapa aja Pak Indra? Ini ya. Ya. Can we add one more? So Mas Ridwan, Mbak Anissa, Mbak Lailatul, Bu Astuti, and one more lucky participants, or probably lucky speakers who just got the birthday yesterday. All right. So Dr. Nguyen. Pak Indra, what's your number, Pak? 08. 1369. Okay, so for the lucky participants, please contact Pak Indra for the token of appreciation. Oke, saya stop dulu ya. Right, and so again, thank you very much, audience, Bapak and Ibu, for joining our seminar, our conference, and also for the discussion session. Last but not least, we would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our speaker, for Dr. Ronald, for attending this conference virtually. Okay, Mas Adit, could you please present the certificate? Okay. Yes, here it is, Dr. Ronald, our appreciation. Thank you very much for joining our conference, and we would like to, we look forward to have a more collaboration with you, Doctor, probably in the next seminar or in the next workshop. Thank you very much, Doctor, and thank you very much, audience, for nicely engaged in this conference. And I should return the monitor to Dr. Kristanto. Thank you very much.
Okay, ya. Let's now give big applause to the three great presenters. Okay, ya. Thank you also to Bu Lasmi, ya. And ladies and gentlemen, now, it's already 11:45, 11:45. And as shown in the program agenda, after spending our time to follow presentation from the key speakers and also from the plenary speakers, as well as the discussion, we will have a short break for around 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we will back here at 1 p.m. for the parallel session. But before it, I think necessary for me to give you some information. Later in the parallel session, there will be 14 breakout rooms in which the presenter have been put into group by the committee. The presentation in each breakout room will be led by one moderators. And dear presenters, to make it easier for the committee to put you in the right room, I want you to rename your profile photo and add the number of the breakout room which you belong to. For example, suppose your name is Miss Anissa and you belong to breakout room 1, please write Anissa _1. Or if your name is Mulyono and you belong to room 10, please name Mulyono _10. Okay, And don't forget that later there will be selection of best paper, best presenter, and also best moderator. And then how to know the winners? Later, the winner will be announced through the web of the faculty as well as its Instagram in 2 weeks or 2 weeks later. And as shown in the agenda, that the parallel session will end at 3:15 p.m., and it will be closed directly by the moderator of each breakout room. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end for me to lead the second ICSTI 2024, held by the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Sarjana Wiyata Taman Siswa. Thank you very much, and we hope you all have a great presentation and fruitful discussion. Salam dan bahagia. Thank you.